Hey everybody, it's Chonta Flowers, and today is day 13 of the 90-day video challenge. I can't believe it's almost been 2 weeks. It's crazy. I think I've never ever turned the camcorder on this many times in my entire life. Well, today's topic is forgive yourself. Let me tell you about this big breakthrough. I'm reading a couple of books right now. I read a couple of books at a time, but I'm reading The Purpose-Driven Life. And I was just thinking about how we self-sabotage and how I've self-sabotaged. And I'll give you an example. I am, you hear me say this a lot, I am also a fitness coach, a health and fitness coach for a company. And what's really crazy is during a time of transition for me between moving from Houston to Atlanta and my dad getting sick and ultimately passing away, I kind of didn't make fitness and health and nutrition as much of a priority as I should or as I normally do. So I put on a couple of pounds extra. And I am so tied up. I couldn't believe how much I was tied up with my weight and how I looked and how I appeared to people, to where I almost felt like, well, who am I to talk to somebody about X or Y and Z because I've gained a couple of extra pounds. But you know what? That's life. So you know who I am? I am actually the person that can relate. I'm actually the person that doesn't just eat chicken breast and lettuce, which is nothing wrong with that. Those that are that disciplined, awesome. But I'm that person who can say, you know what? I understand. I understand that life happens. It's just called life. It's not even cheat meals, treat meals. It's just called life. Life happens. When my dad passed, all people did was bring us food. And you know what kind of food it was? It was just chicken and fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and all those comfort things, the things that make you feel good because you're hurting, you know? And when we were moving, we didn't have all our stuff, so you didn't have your kitchen stuff out. You're just going out to eat. And now I'm back with my family. And it's not my family's fault. These are decisions that I have to make. But I'm just going to tell you what happened with me. This is how you get off course. And I start hanging out with my family, and we're going out to eat, or we're doing these things together, and all these things. And I wasn't keeping control of the 80-20 lifestyle that I like to live. So I put on a couple of pounds, you know. And as things started not to fit like I wanted them to, and as my pictures started not to look the way I thought they should, and as my abs didn't look the way that they looked before, I was just so hard on myself. I didn't need anybody else to be hard on me because I was very, very hard on myself. I couldn't forgive myself for what I had done. I was like, I was doomed forever. Never get caught up in what you think you're supposed to be, because you are who you are. And there are rifts and valleys and highs and lows and ebbs and flows of life that we go through. And all you can try to do is do your best. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Right now I'm getting back on track. But I have to forgive myself. I noticed that I have to forgive myself. God forgives me. You know, it's really nothing to be forgiven for. I didn't necessarily, you know, but I have to forgive me. I have to say, you know what? No, you didn't handle that as well as maybe you should have. And maybe you ate more desserts than you should have. Or maybe you didn't work out as hard as you were working out, or whatever the case may be. But that's okay. Today's a new day. Because when we don't do that and we self-sabotage, then we keep going in a downward spiral, and it gets worse because you feel like, oh, well, woe is me. I'm not doing great anyway. I already gained this pound, so I may as well eat 5 more donuts because, oh, well. And it gets worse and worse and worse, and you go down and down and down because you won't forgive yourself. We have to forgive ourselves. If you promised yourself you were going to wake up at 5 a.m. and you woke up at 7, don't beat yourself up about it. You know what? Get up at 7 and keep going. Do what you got to do. Tomorrow's a new day. And if you miss it that day, that next day is a new day. We always have a do-over with God. That's the beautifulness. That's the beauty, the awesomeness in Christ and the great life that He's given us and the opportunity He's given us. We can always start over. We can start over right now. You can make your next meal your healthiest meal. You know, you can make the next interaction you have with your child a better one. You can make the next time your husband come in the door, you can be awesomely glad to see him. We can always change the route in which we're going at any time. There is no new, you don't have to wait for the new year. You don't have to wait for the new week. We don't have to wait for the new hour. We can always start it right now. But it all starts with forgiving ourselves. So if you have anything that you have been beating yourself up about, pummeling yourself to death about something that maybe you felt that you should be doing or wasn't doing right, just stop it right now and just say, you know what, I forgive me, and I'm going to move on from here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to move forward from here. So that was the message for today. Forgive yourself. I forgive me, and I hope you forgive you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.